I look at you, I don't see an intelligent, confident man. I see a cocky, scared, shitless kid. But you're a genius, Will. No one denies that. No one could possibly understand the depths of you. But you presume to know everything about me because you saw a painting of mine. You ripped my fucking life apart.
Hey, howdy, hey, awesome people of the internet, Wolfman47 Dasher, and welcome to another genre bender vlog. So today we're going to look at the idea of having Good Will Hunting as a spy thriller. So Good Will Hunting, so a bit of background to begin with. Good Will Hunting is a film that was released in 1997. It's an American drama film directed by Gus Van Sant and written by its two main stars, Ben Affleck and Matt Damon. Who in the film also stars the late but great Robin Williams, rest in peace, Stellan Skarsgård, Minnie Driver, Casey Affleck, and Cole Hauser. The film is set in Boston, following the titular Will Hunting, played by Matt Damon, a troubled but self-taught mathematical genius working as a janitor at MIT, whose talent is discovered by Professor Gerald Lamperoux, played by Skarsgård. To avoid jail, Will agrees to study under Lambeau while attending therapy with psychologist Sean Maguire, played by Robin Williams, who forces him to confront his past in his relationships, including with Harvard student Skylar, played by Driver. It says here, forget who's Driver again. Whatever. Oh yeah, Minnie Driver. So yeah. So that is the film. When it came out, it was critically acclaimed, received some nominations and won one win as a Best Supporting Actor and Best Original Screenplay for Affleck and Damon. It's scored by Danny Elfman and has songs by singer-songwriter Elliott Smith, including Oscar-nominated Miss Misery, and that's it for information. Now let's get to the actual nitty-gritty of the actual vlog. So the idea of it being a spy thriller was actually what it was originally supposed to be. So the original script for Good Will Hunting, which was conceived by Matt Damon and Ben Affleck, was originally meant to be a thriller involving the NSA. The plot would have followed a young, self-taught math genius from South Boston, sought after by the government, featuring action-heavy, Midnight Run-inspired scenes and chases across the city. And I'm reading that from Google as we speak. So the concept would have been, so to begin with, the story revolving around the US government trying to recruit a working class genius, Will Hunting, for espionage and analytical work due to his extraordinary abilities. Action elements, the script would have included scenes of the protagonist and his friends evading agents, aided by Damon and Affleck to make the film more commercially appealing, I guess you could say. But ultimately, it changed because the original director Rob Reiner and screenwriter William Goldman advised the duo to drop the plot line to focus more on the emotional character-driven story, therapy, and personal growth. And then that led to what Good Will Hunting eventually became, a lovely film about what I said earlier. And also one of the few times where Robin Williams is actually playing a serious character, not just a serious character, but a character that swears. And because very rarely have I heard Robin Williams swear in films. He has stuck the middle finger up, don't get me wrong, and he has said some things when he was on Mrs. Doubtfire, but it's very rarely that you hear him swear in an otherwise family-friendly films. Obviously, this isn't a family-friendly film. It's not as far from that. The film's very good. I really enjoyed it. It is, but I think the whole idea of what it was to begin with, I'm not sure if it would have worked. It's clearly that was the original idea, but ultimately they decided not to go with that and ended up making a film that otherwise was really good and heartwarming and everything, and not just got nominated but won some awards. So yeah, I think this was the right call to make for Affleck and Damon to not go through with what they originally planned for it. So yeah. Another thing that Google says, although the thriller elements were dropped, the focus on a brilliant underdog with a hidden past sometimes leads to fans jokingly refer to the film as a prequel to Matt Damon's Bourne series. So yeah, in a way, it can sort of be tied to Jason Bourne in a way, whether you want to consider that Ultimatum or Identity or whatever. Yeah, see what you did there. So yeah, I don't know if it would have worked better as a spy thriller, but you know, for what the film actually was, it was still a very good film. So who knows? The spy thriller may have made it not as good. I don't know, but I think the whole thing about it making more appealing, I kind of understand that, because obviously when you got studio pressure and everything, you do want to make films as appealing as possible for people to go see them. If they're not that appealing, then they're obviously not going to do too well. And if they're films that you want to make money from, but they're not backed by big major studios, then the chances are that it's a film that's not going to do very well. Case in point, even though I haven't seen it, the Playmobil movie, which, as I understand it, was not backed by any major studio, because most studios thought it was not going to be as successful as the much more successful Lego Movie, which Warner Brothers backed. Although we kind of knew, most of us kind of knew that it would be a Warner Brothers film, because Warner Brothers had just bought TT Games as one of their first party developers for their gaming division, who already owned the exclusive license at the time to create Lego games. Obviously now they don't have that license, because the Lego games are now being made by all sorts of people. So yeah, but anyway. So, Good Will Hunting as a spy thriller, not sure if it would have worked, but would have been an interesting concept regardless. But probably just as well they didn't go with it, because they still made it, because the film ended up being really good anyway. Was it a box office hit? Let me just check that. Yeah, it was actually a box office hit. $225.9 million it made, against a $10 to $16 million budget. Whether that's adjusted for inflation, whatever, I don't know. I'm not good with numbers or that sort of stuff. so yeah, it's one of my, despite being autistic, maths is definitely one of my weakest subjects. So I need a calculator and everything to help me with that. So yeah, but yeah, that's what I've got to say about Good Will Hunting as a spy thriller. Maybe it could have worked, maybe it couldn't have worked, but it's probably just what it did. They didn't go through with it in the end because of how successful the final film ended up becoming. So yeah, but yeah, that's what I've got to say about it. Fire off in the comments below, let me know what you think about the idea of Good Will Hunting as a spy thriller, whether you like the idea, don't like the idea, whether you think it should have been a completely different film altogether, whether you think the film is fine as it is, and also let me know your suggestions about what other films you think I should explore with the potential of being in a different genre, because I'd love to hear your ideas as usual. So yeah, but other than that, thanks so much for watching. Like and subscribe if you can, please. If you are new to the channel, I do vlogs like these every Thursday, usually on all sorts of different topics that are interesting to me, usually from pop culture, but other things as well. Every Monday and Tuesday I do a gameplay series video, where it's basically a part of a series of videos for a long game, and I'm alternating between 4 different games at the moment. Every Wednesday I do a let's play of a completely random game. Requests are always welcome. And rest of the week, depending on as and when I do things, when I see things and everything, I do reviews of the latest things, hauls, rants on live, videos with friends, gameplay compilations when I bought a game bundle, and the videos with friends are obviously gaming videos I've done with them and other things too. Shorts and loads more. See you in the next one. Peace to you all. And remember, sometimes making dramatic changes from a piece that was originally meant to be something like this, being a spy thriller, may actually work out better in the long run. But not always. Just to be clear, it's just the way things are. But yeah, do let me know what you think. If it should have been a spy thriller or shouldn't have been a spy thriller, just love to know. So yeah, all right. Toodles.